What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Nation Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today. And our opponent today is going to be Gregory, who is a subscriber slash follower on Twitter, so I'll be sure to link him in the description below. But before we get into the teams here, just want to remind you guys that as long as we reach that magical number, that almighty magical number of 50 likes, we're going to continue those double daily Wi-Fi battles for you guys. And, yeah, all that fun stuff. So this is an OU match. So what do? I bring a team that has one OU Pokemon, and it ended up biting me in the butt a little bit this time. But I guess I don't want to spoil everything, so I won't tell you why. But looking at the teams here, he's got an all Kalos team, which is actually pretty cool. He's got some decent Pokemon here. He's got Trevenant, Klefki, Diggersby, Talonflame, Greninja, and Goodra. Anybody that ever has watched any of my Battle Spot videos, you know that I cannot stand Talonflame. And, well, it's not so much that I can't stand it. It's just that I actually like the Pokemon a lot, and I've used it myself pretty extensively. It's just that it has my number. It's one of those Pokemon. I've got, like, maybe a handful, maybe, like, 4, so, like, almost a handful, a semi-handful of Pokemon that just absolutely destroy my life every time I see them. Talonflame is one of them, and that's going to continue in this match. Just disclaimer. Now, on my side, I've got Heliolisk, I've got Shiftry, I've got Sylveon, Bouffalant, Gallade, and Nidoking. There's not too much to explain as far as what I'm using here, so we're just going to get into things, and I'll explain the rest as we go. So this was not really a tiered match. I think we decided on just OU just because, but I didn't really bring any OU stuff besides Sylveon. So yeah, he's going to start off with his Greninja. And I've got my Heliolisk out here. Remember, it's solar powered, so if he goes for any water type move, that is going to be a problem. He's going to start off by switching out into his Gravedigger, which is an awesome name for a Diggersby. And I went for the Volt Switch, and I am choiced into that via Choice Spec, so that is a problem. I need to switch out now. And now, this is when I notice. This is the point when I notice I did not bring one Pokemon that is flying or that has Levitate. And that is going to cost me dearly. I have to basically sacrifice something now. And I'm like, wow, this team was so poorly constructed. Why did I do that? Why? So Sylveon just does not take that Earthquake very well at all. Not at all. And for some reason I thought this Diggersby was a Life Orb during the match, but it's not. It's very clearly choiced into it. I'm not sure if it's Choice Band or Choice Scarf. He did tell me after the match that it was Choice Scarf, though. But during the match I didn't know. So he's going to go for another Earthquake here because he has to, and I cannot live it. Even after protecting to try to get some lefties recovery, doesn't matter. So Sylveon is down already. That is a huge problem. Huge problem for me. So now I'm going to bring in Gallade, and I am Choice Scarfed as well. So Close Combat takes out that Diggersby, which was going to be a monumental problem. It already is because it just destroyed my Sylveon. Just absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now I can go for Volt Switches pretty safely, though, with Heliolisk, so that is good for me. Out comes the Klefki, and I normally don't have a problem with Klefki. I actually really like the dual screen sets. I like the T-Wave and all that stuff. I expected the T-Wave here and switched out to Heliolisk to take it, and that is good. He's going to go for Spikes here, so any potential Focus Sashes are screwed, which means Shiftry, you are out of luck, my man. You are out of luck. Thunderbolt does a decent amount of damage to this Klefki, and he has the red card, which is actually really awesome. I love that idea. I love the idea of a red card Klefki because it is different, it is innovative. It's not necessarily the best, but or the most viable, but it's just a really cool idea, and I liked it a lot. But then he ruined it all. He ruined it by going for Swagger, and I was like, you are a T-Wave Swagger Klefki? And let me guess, your other move is going to be Foul Play. Oh my goodness. Thankfully, I broke through the confusion here, so this did not matter in this battle whatsoever. But, don't even get me started on the swag play sets with T-Wave. It's a very, I don't know how to basically word my opinion on it without being a complete asshole. So I'm just going to skip over that for now. Let's just say I don't agree with it. In comes the Talonflame. And, yeah, out comes the Shiftry, so that is bad news for me. I have no switch-ins for it whatsoever. No switch-ins, and his Brave Bird out-prioritizes my Sucker Punch, so there's nothing I can do. I pretty much just have to let something die. And that is exactly what happens. He destroys my Shiftry. That, again, is a huge problem. Now I'm going to bring out Heliolisk, and that's really the only thing I have that can do any damage to this thing. He's going to withdraw here. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting, I guess. But he may have been Choice Banded. I don't remember if I saw Life Orb damage on that. If he was Choice Banded, I guess that made sense. He needs to wear down, this Heliolisk before he can kill it off with a Brave Bird. So he brings out the Goodra, and Volt Switch does absolutely nothing. And yeah, these things normally run Assault Vest. So I'm going to bring out my Assault Vest Bouffalant. But unfortunately, he has the Focus Blast. That's not really a common move on Goodra, but he does have it, and he gets a crit. Ugh. He gets a crit, and that is just going to absolutely ruin Bouffalant. Somehow he survives the Head Charge with, like, half an HP. I was so salty during this match, and he has the Rocky Helmet, which kills me. Not that it mattered. The recoil would have killed me anyway. I was so unbelievably salty during this match. I wanted to throw stuff. I really, really did. On top of me not constructing the team well, the hacks was pretty bad. Pretty bad. So it was just like kicking me when I was down because I was like, oh, I realized that I already made a pretty bad team. And then I was just getting, I don't know, I was just getting wrecked basically. So out comes the Greninja after Excalibur took out that Goodra pretty handily. And I'm going to switch into my Glade here. I can take any one hit from it, and then I can destroy its life with a close combat. He's going to go for the Ice Beam, which is his highest base power move, most likely, at 90. And he gets stab off it, of course, and I barely survive with 14 HP. Thankfully, I am not frozen, which is great. So we're just going to kill it off with a close combat. So Glade definitely putting in some work here. And we get a crit there, but of course that doesn't mean anything. It was a super effective hit. So I don't think he would have survived a close combat even if it wasn't a super effective hit because Greninja is so frail. But anyway, in comes the Talonflame, and again, I have nothing to take this. So he's just going to go for the Brave Bird, and I just have to deal with it. I just have to sacrifice something. And that was like the story of this match, was me just having to sacrifice stuff left and right. And I'm noticing now that he is not Life Orb, so he's probably Choice Banded. That's what most of these things are. And there's really nothing I can do about it. If he is Choice Banded, he's most likely going to be able to kill Heliolisk even with a Brave Bird. And that is really unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. In comes Professor Oak, the Trevenant, which is a pretty cool nickname, I must say. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here. And that was really the only thing I had to go for. So I'm going to switch out into my Excalibur, the Nidoking. I'm going to take a little bit of Spikes damage, and I'm going to go straight for the Ice Beam, which is going to do a lot of damage to this Trevenant. Somehow he survives, because, well, not somehow, but just Trevenant in general is fairly bulky. So it can take hits on both sides of the spectrum, not special hits as well, as you can see by that hit, but he still took it. He survived, and he got the Will-O-Wisp off, so he's going to get some residual damage off on this Nidoking, which is good for him, I suppose. Burn doesn't do too much to Nidoking, but every little bit of damage counts, I suppose. So I'm going to kill him off with another Ice Beam, and now out comes, again, the Talonflame, and I have nothing to take it. What a surprise. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and I basically just have to let him die. Nothing else that can switch into this, and this is just, again, the story of this match is Talonflame. No answer to it. I had no answer to the Diggersby. Thankfully, I got rid of that quickly and only had to have one Pokemon go down to it, but I have no answers for this Talonflame whatsoever. He's going to outspeed me, and I did some calcs on this afterwards. Talonflame's max speed at level 50 is 1 point higher than Heliolisk's, so he does outspeed me. It's like 178 and 177, something like that. I don't remember what the exact numbers are. I'm just kind of pulling that out of my memory from somewhere. I don't know where I saw that. But it was 1 point. I remember calculating it when I was doing this battle, because I was really curious. I knew he was locked into Flare Blitz at that point, so he couldn't out-prioritize me with Brave Bird. I thought it might be close. It might be really close. But if he was running if he's running an Adamant Nature, I think his max speed is still 1 point higher than a Timid Heliolisk's max speed. So that is unfortunate. If he was running Jolly, which isn't nearly as common because of Brave Bird, I mean, he could have been running it, I don't know. But if he was running Jolly, it would not have mattered at all. Would not have even been close. But the 1 point difference, I don't know. That's a little bit frustrating. This whole match in general was very frustrating for me, but he did get the win fair and square. He had a much better team build than what I did, and Talonflame just destroyed faces. And Diggersby, too. Choice Scarf Diggersby is actually very, very good, and he did give me a Bundlebee a while back. I need to train it up. I've just been busy doing battles and not really training or breeding anything. I need to get back on that. I really want to try Diggersby. I've seen it in action quite a few times, and it takes some names. It rolls some heads. It does some serious work. So, yeah, hopefully I can get in on that action sometime soon. Anyway, thank you very much for the match, Gregory. We will do another match at some point. We can probably do a lower-tiered match because why not? Because why not? Maybe we can do an OU match and an NU match. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but thank you guys very much for watching, as always, and do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot, and I'll see you guys for the next battle, but until then, game on.